Hey, welcome back to our channel, A Pretty Good Life, and I just wanted to start out with a little confession. I have a tool addiction. Today we're going to unbox the xTool P2 desktop laser. This is my very first laser. I am new to this type of tool, and I had purchased this with my own money, so any of these opinions are all my own. So let's get started. So this box is 130 pounds shipped, so you will definitely need two people to move it around.
After opening up the lid of the laser, there's a number of accessories inside, starting with the instructions and a quick start guide, a funnel, power cable, USB Type-C cable, tool bag with screwdriver, hex key, and material clamps, sample materials of 3mm basswood and 3.5mm corrugated cardboard, flexible exhaust pipe with hose clamp, antifreeze in a graduated bottle, underneath the slats is a sample of transparent acrylic. If you're new to our channel, welcome. If you like our content, we invite you to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos.
Okay, so there is a piece of rubber back here that this pushes up against. So you have to insert it in the back, press in that rubber, and drop it in the slot.
The screws on the inside of the machine were clearly marked by these green stickers. This is the part that I was confused about. The directions said that there was a screw that I had to remove, and I thought it was recessed in the small hole. Upon inspection, the screw wasn't there, so I can pull out the tray, but I had trouble pushing it back in. I was looking for where I was getting hung up, and to my surprise, the screw was actually in my way. It must have fallen out during shipment. One of the unique features of this laser is this locking mechanism that locks the lid closed while the laser is running. The next step is to fill the tank with antifreeze. In order to access the tank, you must remove the 6 screws that are clearly labeled with these green stickers from the inside and the 5 screws on the back of the unit. The cover didn't want to pull off right away, but all it took was a firm pull straight up to remove it. The next step was to determine the volumes of antifreeze and purified water. You have to use the chart and look at the annual lowest temperature in your region. The first filling is going to be a total of 1,100 milliliters of liquid. This is going to be a mixture of antifreeze and purified water based on the chart. It warns that tap water contains impurities in bleach which may cause too many bubbles, so I decided to use distilled water. In order to measure out the quantities of antifreeze, I poured out the antifreeze into another container and used the graduated bottle to measure my volume for the first fill. After the first filling, You must plug the machine in and turn it on, and it will cycle the water through the tube. After that, you can do the second filling of 300 milliliters of just purified water. Once the reservoir is filled, you can reinstall the cover with all the provided screws. There's an emergency stop located on the side. In order to reset it, just turn the dial clockwise. You may have to do this if the laser doesn't power up. The emergency stop might have been pressed. Next, you have to install the smoke exhaust pipe. They provide 7 feet of pipe, and this must be exhausted to the outdoors unless you have purchased the smoke purifier. The next step was to install the xTool Creative Space software and connect the device to my computer. You have to plug in the USB cord that was supplied from the laser to your computer in order to establish this connection. Once the connection was established, it prompted me to update the firmware. Once completed, I can connect the laser to my Wi-Fi network. From there, I can disconnect the USB cord from my computer and control the laser wirelessly. The first project I decided to do was just cut out a simple star. The software was very easy and intuitive. And here you can see the finished product. The edges were very crisp and clean. I decided to go one step further and imported a JPEG of my dog. After resizing to the plywood, I changed the settings to engrave instead of cut and ran the machine. And here you can see the finished product. Another unique feature of this laser is that it has 2 cameras. One camera, which is located towards the back, has a wide-angle lens so you can see the entire bed. There's another camera located under the gantry where the laser is, and that is used to get a more precise location when placing your design. I use the camera on the gantry to get a precise location of where I place the piece of rice so I can accurately place the design on the grain of rice. As you can see, it accurately wrote the word rice onto the grain of rice. I probably need to play with some power settings to make it more visible.
So I hope you guys liked the unboxing of the xTool P2. It was relatively easy to unbox. The packaging was great. I did not find any damage to the unit. The only thing that I did find was that screw that came loose for the bottom tray, but that was very minor. I think the only thing that took me some time was getting the laser focused, but if you just follow the instructions supplied by xTool, it's a relatively easy process. If you guys made it to the end of the video, thank you. I have a bunch of these pre-finished boards. They're sample sets from a cabinet shop. If you put a comment down in the description below that says sign me up, you can enter to win a free sign. I will design it and laser it on this P2 and ship anywhere in the United States for free. I'll end up doing the random drawing in 30 days and I'll contact you if you had won. If you guys have any questions or comments regarding the xTool P2, put them in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them.